Are you successful, but you still feel like something's missing? If you do, I know exactly how you feel. Many years ago, I had that exact same feeling. I was successful. I had a good job. I was making lots of money. I had a house. I had cars, vacations, and a relationship. But I still felt like something's missing. What I want to share with you today is what I discovered, okay? I want to share with you why you feel like something's missing, what's missing, and what you need to do to make that shift so you can start to have a more fulfilled life, and that feeling of like there's just something missing in your life can drop away. All right, so let's get going. So remember, I said I know exactly how you feel. It's because I've gone through this. I had a good job, a job I actually really liked. I was an outside straight commission salesperson where I got paid for talking to people. I absolutely love to connect with people, and I was getting paid to connect with people. I would get paid to actually get to know them and understand their issues and help them to actually solve their problems and make life better for them, okay, by selling them something. But I still felt like something was missing, even though I had lots of money, had a job I liked. There was something that was missing. Now, I want you to understand, everybody, you and everybody else on the planet, we were born into a body for a reason, okay? And it's not just to be alive. It's because we are here for a purpose. We have a purpose, and I actually say purposes. So you may feel like the job you have was your purpose or is your purpose. But if you feel like something's missing, that means either your job isn't really your purpose, or there's a next level that it's supposed to go to that you haven't been acting on, okay? So if you're feeling like something's missing, it's because there is a next level or another thing that you're supposed to act on that is your purpose of why you're in a body, why you are here on the planet, okay? Now, let's say you think your current job is your purpose, but you go, well, how could that be? I like my job. I will tell you, when I was in sales, I liked mine a lot. I met people. I met a lot of great people. I made money. I loved connecting. But I still felt like something was missing when I got honest with myself, okay? And so what I had to discover, and what you need to discover, is what your purpose is. Now, why is it that you don't know what it is if you're so successful, right? Well, I want you to understand that you probably have a next level, like I said, or something else you're supposed to do that isn't matching up with the programming that you got as a child. So every one of us has been programmed with a belief system before the age of 7, especially before the age of 7, everything that you heard, overheard, that was said to you, that you experienced, that you saw, okay, created your belief system. And it's being reinforced every moment of every day with media and other people and, things that you see in your life, okay? Whether it be on social media, TV shows, movies, relatives, friends, all of it is kind of reinforcing the beliefs that you have. So what happens is, when you come into a body, you are meant to fulfill a certain purpose. But the programming you get when you're a child doesn't always hook up, doesn't always match with that purpose of what you're supposed to do. So for me, I was programmed from the time I was little that I was going to go to college and get a good job. My mom wanted her kids to be college graduates. It was something she didn't get to do. She didn't get to go to college, and she was willing to pay for our education and do everything possible to make sure her kids were college graduates because it was important to her. So from the time I was a little girl, I heard, don't you want to go to college? And I was also programmed with what college to go to. Don't you want to go to college? 4 years old. Don't you want to go to college? And don't you want to go to UC Berkeley? Because I was from the Bay Area. My mom wanted me to go to UC Berkeley because it was a good college. So I grew up becoming a teenager, in high school, what school did I apply to? UC Berkeley. And what did I get into? UC Berkeley, because I was programmed with it. Now, I am a sacred artist, a healer now, a spiritual success mentor, helping people live by spiritual truth. But that's not what I was programmed for. I was programmed to get a college graduate degree, get a good paying job. And that's what I did. I graduated from college, but I didn't want to keep going for higher education. Excuse me. I didn't want to keep going for higher education, so I stopped, okay? So now that, well, I got to get out and get a job that can pay well, because that was the whole reason why my mother wanted me to go to college, was to be educated, be smart, and also get a good paying job. So I went out and had jobs before I became a salesperson, and that's into the story, but I became a salesperson and then made a lot of money and bought a house and bought cars and went on vacations and all that kind of stuff I told you earlier. Okay? But that job as a salesperson did fulfill my personality, that I like connecting with people. And I got paid for it. It was like, wow, I get paid for connecting with people. But it didn't fulfill my soul calling of why I was here on the planet. And so there's always this feeling like something was missing because of it. Even though you have all these things that you want, money, house, cars, relationship, vacations, I still felt like something missing. So if you're feeling like that, you have success and you feel like something's missing, it's because your soul is calling out to you that there is another calling for you. And now you're probably on the other side thinking, yeah, I feel like something's missing, but what is it? I don't understand what it is. And the reason you don't know why or what it is because of your programming. Your programming prevents you from seeing it when you, even though you're successful and you can't see what it is. Like you don't have any idea, you just know something's missing. Okay, so that programming is what's preventing you from knowing what it is. Okay? So how do you get beyond that? Because that's the thing is, if you have the programming, okay, here's the good news. The programming can be changed, and I'm going to have some videos in the future about your belief system and how you change it. But the way you get around it in the meantime, because it can sometimes take some people a little while to change that programming, because if whatever age you are, whether you're 30, 40, 50, or 60, you've had those beliefs for quite a while. And so we have to, so it can take most people more than just a day or a week or a month to change them quite often, because of the fact that you've had them for so many years. So one of the ways that you want to help yourself, and it's what I do, is I work with the spirit guides. Now, you actually have different spirit guides. Some stay with you your entire life, and some just drop in for a specific reason. Now, you actually have a spirit guide that's here to help you know what your purpose is and start to manifest it. And that's your purpose spirit guide. So when you can connect with that spirit guide, that your purpose spirit guide can help you to start to understand from a higher consciousness place. Because coming from a higher consciousness is what needs to happen. You've probably heard maybe the quote about Einstein. Einstein said you can't solve a problem with the same thinking that created the problem. It's been quoted in different ways, but Einstein was talking about consciousness, that you have to have a different consciousness to actually solve a problem that you can't seem to understand. So like your problem is that you feel like something's missing, but you don't know what it is, and you don't know how to actually find what that purpose is that's missing, because that's why you feel like something's missing. There's a purpose that you have that you are meant to like start to act on and fulfill in your lifetime, and it's going to keep niggling at you until you actually find it and do it. And so what you want to do is build a relationship with your spirit guides, specifically your purpose spirit guide, since you're wanting to know what your purpose is, since you're feeling like something is missing if you've tuned in here, okay? So And one of the things you have to do about learning how to connect with them is also learn the language, how they're speaking. Because I will tell you, your spirit guides are with you all the time. Your purpose spirit guide is already around you, but you just don't know how to recognize and understand the communication that they're doing with you. Okay, and they talk about that still small voice, right? If you're a spiritual seeker, and it's not like it's going to hit you over the head, and that's what people are looking for sometimes, for something to hit them over their head. So, so you want to start building that relationship with your spirit guides. Now, if you really want to go full board and you really wanted to do this, I'm offering a class called Connect to Your Purpose Spirit Guide, and the link will be in the show notes, in the description, and I will have, I'll put it up here too on the screen. You'll be able to see it, and I would love to see you there. If you're not ready to go full blown into this, just keep it in mind to be aware, to start being aware of things, repetitive signs, because your spirit guides will start to put things in front of you repeatedly. And so pay attention to the repetitive signs, because that's your spirit guide speaking to you. Now, it might not be your purpose spirit guide because, you don't have that connection with them yet, or that relationship, I should say, because you're always connected. But you don't have that relationship where there's a communication yet. So I'd love to hear if, anything, questions, or if you actually have a relationship with your guides already, or if you don't and you're looking for more. I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to put something in the chat. And if you like what you hear, please subscribe. There's going to be more videos about spirit guides and your purpose. And so I'd love to see you in the next video. Have a miraculous day. Blessings.